All right, welcome to the Better Life Blueprint program. This is Leviticus Rich here. And I want to say, first of all, thank you so much for taking this program. Thank you so much for buying the program. And thank you so much for being here right now. I'm glad to see you taking a step into wanting to just change your life and wanting to do more and get more out of life. So I hope I can provide as much value as possible from this course. I put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, and I try to put as much in here as possible to kind of get you within the next 90 days from point A to point B, from where you are now to where you want to be in the future. So with all the resources, with all the guides, with the videos, the modules, and the one-on-one sessions, if you choose to opt into that, I think there's a lot here. I think you're going to enjoy the program. I think you're going to get a lot of value out of it, and I hope you enjoy it. So without further ado, I'm going to get into the program, and we're going to start with this first video, which will be the introduction. All right. So why did I make this program? Why did I make the Better Life program, the Better Life Blueprint program? The reason why I made this is because, first of all, this is the program I would have loved back when I was 17, back when I was 18, back when I was getting out of high school and going into college. I would have loved this when I was in high school. It would have made a huge just impact on my life. It would have made everything so much better from that point on. So that's one of the reasons why I created this program. It's just to it's the program I wish I would have had if I can go back in time and kind of teach myself. It's made for the person that's sort of lost and struggling right now. For those of you that are not aware, if you're watching this right now and you're not aware of sort of my background story, when I first kind of came across the concepts I'm going to get into in this program, the 3 pillars of the good life, which is health, wealth, and relationships, I sort of was in college. I was at a low point in my life. I was depressed. I was broke, still a virgin, didn't have any money whatsoever, didn't have any real good relationships. All my friends had left. They graduated. I was kind of there by myself in college. And actually, around the same time, I got kicked out of college. So I wasn't even taking classes at the time. So needless to say, it was a very low point in my life. And during that time, when I was kind of in this low point, I needed answers. I wanted answers. And I had, plenty of questions. I wanted answers to them. And there's no one around to give me those answers at all. I felt lost. I was super depressed. And around that time, what I would do is I would go to the library like every day. Like I'd go to work. I had like 3 jobs at the time. And in between jobs, kind of when I had breaks in between the different jobs, I would go to the library, or I'd go and I'd borrow a lot of books and I'd try to read them while I was at work or in between work. And around that time, I got into philosophy pretty big. I was pretty big into philosophy at that time. And one of the concepts that kind of just popped out to me, and once I read it, it made total sense. But it's crazy because even though the concepts themselves, even though the concept itself that I'm going to share with you in a moment as we kind of get through this program, even though it seems very basic, even though it seems very simple, it sort of clicked with me. And I realized that so many people weren't following the framework provided sort of by the ancient Greek philosophers. Specifically, Socrates is kind of the main one that is credited with coming up with this. We're going to call it a sort of a framework. We're going to call it a framework. So he's kind of the main one credited with it, but I don't want to get too deep into it because you're not here for the whole philosophy lesson. He didn't really write things, though. So he didn't really write it, but his students claim that he came up with it. But anyway, I was kind of at the low point in my life. I was looking for answers, found the philosophy books, and I came across the concept of eudaimonia, which is what this whole Better Life program is about. It's about the concept of eudaimonia. And loosely translated, eudaimonia is the good life. It's the flourishing life. And what I refer to it now is the better life. And I call it the better life because no matter where you are in life currently, I feel like by understanding these principles, by understanding this framework and applying it in your life, you can always have a better life. And I'm going to get deeper as we get into the program about real life examples, about how you can apply this no matter where you are in life. Because I've seen people who don't have any money. And of course, they can apply that second pillar, wealth. They can have more money. I've seen people with a lot of money. And even though they might have that wealth pillar sort of, at a good point, probably where they're satisfied, you see them struggle in other areas. So they struggle with their relationships, whether that's romantic or whether that's social, or maybe they have bad health. I'm sure we've all seen plenty of people who might be rich, who might have plenty of money, but they are in terrible shape. They're overweight, they're fat, they can barely walk around, or they breathe super heavy for the most basic activities. Or maybe they just are socially awkward. Maybe they have money, maybe they're in good shape, but they're just weird. Like they're socially awkward. They're difficult to communicate with. They're hard to kind of interact with. They're not pleasant to be around. That's that third pillar. That's the relationship pillar. Social skills play a part in that. So I'm not going to get too deep into each pillar now. This is sort of just the introduction to kind of share with you why I'm creating this program and what value I think you can get out of it. So like I said, each module, each video, I'm going to sort of tackle a specific concept. I'm going to start with the health pillar first and then get into the wealth one, then the relationship one. And then there's a fourth thing that I came up with myself that I think is going to put all these together. It's going to be sort of the glue that binds everything together. So stick around for that. The way this whole program is intended to be sort of used, you're supposed to apply 30 days to each pillar. So for example, for the health pillar, 30 days applied to the health pillar, 30 days for the wealth pillar, and 30 days for the relationship pillar. Each pillar, I'm going to have action steps for you. So this isn't one of those courses where you're going to sit there. This is one of those programs where you're going to sit there and just kind of take in the information and then you're going to forget it, or you're not going to actually finish the whole program. You need to go through all the action steps. It's going to be 30 days, each pillar. You're going to apply it. I'm always available. If you ever need to text me, if you don't need to DM me, email me, whatever, you have my assistance. I'm here to help you. And if you're part of the one-on-one program, we're going to work together and I'm going to help you myself get through the 30 days. So with that being said, this is the intro. We're going to move into the next video. I will see you in the next one. And in the next one, we're going to talk about exactly what is eudaimonia and how it directly will apply to your life.